And we're live. A. Welcome to another episode of Sleazy Sports. And today I'm joined by the gents, Thresho, Shavar,
Sir.
CKN. How you guys doing?
Well, I was good until fucking Shiva went and crack off a joke that we won't get into. But anyway,
But is
I
after me
know.
this episode,
Yeah,
guys. I'm not.
yeah,
I may
yeah.
not make it to the end. It's a good
Yeah,
thing he doesn't know where I live.
dude, yeah. But of course, it's just banter, ne? Guys. It's just banter. I hope CKN didn't get
nah,
touched. You don't seem
yeah.
like you're a person who gets easily touched. You from KZN, you're a Zulu man, dog. Come on, you know us. We don't get easily touched. We stubborn. We like Amorim. Yeah, Ruben Amorim. But anyway, speaking of Ruben Amorim versus Enzo Maresca, I think that's where we should start. Take it away, Trisha. Grill this guy. Grill this guy. This guy.
No, look. I'm very happy with the results. I'm sure
Yeah.
Sichle and Onke and Mike had a fantastic weekend. But I was sitting and thinking about it, and we won that game despite him. I think we won that game despite Amarim because firstly when you go 2-0 up, right, and then you see that Casemiro of all people is on a yellow card, you take him off. You take him off. Any manager worth his salt knows to take Casemiro off as soon as he's on a yellow card. He didn't. Casemiro got sent off. Fine. Still 2-0 up. We're even plays on the pitch. But then what happened after that, like the subs that he made, it was like he wanted them to come back into the game. And then I think also taking Bruno off was so stupid. Was so stupid. Because he was the one person that you can play in that situation, you play Bruno as your striker and you let him just press their backline completely. Let him just do that. But and the thing is, it's not even like he took off Bruno and then sent Mount to do that job. The one thing that Mount is actually sort of okay at, running at people. He didn't even do that. So I was disappointed with his subs. We got the win. Somehow we're 2 points off second place. But I don't know how the hell we're in that
Yo.
situation. But we're like,
Can I
yeah,
just warn you
2 points.
on that? This
Yeah.
reminds me of last season when Krizo was talking about you guys being 3 points off fourth spot. He
When
failed to mention that there were like 8 teams in the way. So
yeah, it's the same thing now. Look, I'm happy with how we played. I think there's a lot to work on. I'm still not happy with his starting lineup. This Bruno at 8, as he's not even playing Bruno at 8. It's Bruno at 6. Like let's be honest with ourselves. He plays Bruno as a 6 next to another 6, and that's not working. I think what he should have done was he should have just played Ahmed at right wing back. Ahmed is horrible on the left hand side. He's very, very bad on the left hand side. He doesn't know how to cut in onto his right foot like properly, especially in that situation. So play Ahmed right wing back. Just play Bruno as a 10 next to Burmo, and then just Sheshko up front. Because Sheshko was disappointing. It seemed like, and maybe it wasn't him, and maybe it wasn't Hoyland, and it's just the way we set up. But it does seem like we're playing with like 10 and a half men. Like he barely got on the ball. I know there was one time Ahmad could have just passed the ball to him, and then whoever Chelsea's replacement keeper was, he could have just passed the ball to Sheshko, and Sheshko had an open goal to shoot at, and he didn't do that. And I think like also with Sheshko is he is a sort of link up striker, but he's not linking up the play because he just doesn't get involved. He doesn't drop, and when he does drop, it creates a very bad space in behind when nobody fills that because Ahmad isn't getting it behind. It's only in Burmo, but I just feel like I can't sit here and say, oh, we were shit, we were like this, we were like that, because we still won the game. We won, we beat Chelsea at home. It was a good result. It's a good 3 points, but I'm not happy because I know that if it was 11v11 for the full 90, I think it probably wouldn't have won. And one thing that I've noticed that irritates me, and I think I finally sort of clocked to what these guys try to do. Every single attack, it's win the ball in the midfield, give it to the right wing back or in Burmo, who will just cross it to the far post, and then the far post knocks it down into the box crasher into the middle. Every single attack, like 8 times out of 10, it's back post cross. The back post man knocks it down or tries to head it down or something like that, and then it just becomes a thing of like it's just the same thing over and over again. So at that point, I'm like, that's not a tactic though. That's really not a tactic. That's just Imbermo and Inshallah. That's the same thing we do with Solskjaer, where it was give the ball to Bruno and wait for something to happen. If something doesn't happen, it's fine. We've got 2 CDMs and a back 4 that are defending. We'll get the ball and just give it to him again. Now with this formation, you can't do that because there's a very obvious gaping hole in our midfield. And the other thing is, why is De Ligt making right wing runs? Why?
Yep.
Why is De Ligt doing that? De Ligt, as a centre back, he has been unreal this season. But why is he making those inner right hand
instructions? It's instructions.
It's terrible.
Mate.
It's terrible. I don't understand.
Yeah.
He's 6'4". He's huge. He's bulky. No, I'm not having that. That's where you play Maz. That's where you play Maz at right centre back. You play Ahmad right wing back, and then you let Maz do that. You play Euro left centre back, and then like central centre back, and you're good. You're calm. But I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and be too critical. We won. Chelsea are shit. Garnacho is shit. I wish he got his appearance and got his ankle snapped by like someone. I was waiting
Why
for
didn't he come on?
I knew Igate was going to snap him.
Yeah.
I knew Igate would have snapped him, and I was waiting, but he didn't come on. So be it. Also,
isn't he his countryman?
I'll see Cole Palmer at Old Trafford next year again.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Go.
I think okay. My view. I think I'll start with my team. And like football is poetic in that it's very predictable. Beginning of the season during the transfer window, we're linked with the French goalkeeper,
And
because everyone was saying, "Yo, my dude,
Manyan.
yo, my dude, Manyan, is it? Yeah." Because like everyone was saying, yo, there's question marks around Sanchez. He had a brilliant World Cup final, and but there was still there were still lingering asks around him. Perfect. Chelsea went and said, nah, don't worry. Sanchez has turned the corner. And guess what? Lo and behold, 5 games into this new season, where Sanchez goes right ahead and does Sanchez things, and he sabotages the whole game against a fierce rival, against a statement win that the team needs. But anyway, it's not just on Sanchez. He gets the red card, 5th minute of the game. That's the irritating part with everyone, because it's like, come on, like 5 minutes in, if he's got a chance to score, you let him. Why? There's still 85 minutes to play. But no, fucking Goldilocks here decides, nah, I'm gonna fucking take the chance and hand over the reins to the ref to go right ahead and fucking be at the mercy of the ref and then put everyone in jeopardy. Now, Chelsea have to go in and sacrifice an attacking player so that we can go right ahead and have a fighting chance. Anyway, the defense. This is the Chelsea defense. It was spoken about that, hey, guys, in as much as your wing players, James, Cucurella, are decent, your 4 and your 5, I've got full respect for Chalobah, what he's done. In that we sent him out on loan and whatnot to Palace, and then we recalled him. We did him wrong, if we're being honest, but that's the business of it. We drag him back in, but he is not at that point of being either a John Terry or a Cahill, where he can summon up the troops and say, hey guys, let us all fight at Old Trafford. I don't see it. Fofana has got injuries for days. So between Fofana and who's the English defender?
Cahill.
What is his
Chalobah.
name?
No, Colwell.
Chalobah.
Colwell,
Or
yes.
Tosin.
He also Colwell, yeah. He also has what do you call them? Injury deficiencies, if you want to call it, because he can't finish the whole season. Okay. And it was like, guys, let us go on the market and get an established, like a Silver, where we chuck him in the back. He controls the whole game. The one thing that you've said, Trishul, that I'm in full agreement, which makes me feel a bit better, but also it stings a bit, where you said if it was 11 against 11, you would have gotten piped, properly piped. You didn't use the word
Okay, I
pipe.
don't think
I'm
we would have
just
been
using it
properly
for
piped. I think we would have gotten,
Aramet.
maybe piped. but-
Hold on. You've, yeah.
Yeah.
But we didn't have a leader in the back to go and stand up and be counted. Chaleba scored. It's beautiful. I don't know now if I'm allowed to speak about Man United because those were the bad things that I saw in Chelsea.
No, you always speak about United.
Please,
It's
okay.
just
Yeah,
So
you always
you
speak
keep
about
on-
United. You speak about United way more than we speak about United, man.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
No,
out
it's
of
the
here. You're talking
truth.
shit, and you
Yeah,
know
we
it.
are. But we beat you guys,
Yeah.
even in our
The
worst.
L and this is the last thing, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say about
Yeah.
Chelsea. I'll rather let such stupid mistakes happen now than later on.
Mhm.
Because I think if it happens later on, it is going to hurt.
Mhm.
So let's get it off our system if that's a thing.
Mm.
And that's also like everyone believes, oh yeah, you get the mistakes out of your system. You don't.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake or if the mistake happens once, it's fine, it's a mistake. But if it happens again, that's who you are. Let's leave it at that.
Mm.
If Chelsea are serious about being title contenders, okay, they need to address the two areas that everyone has been saying. And I know that the league is gone by Jan. Maybe we call it, or maybe we sit down and we are honest that, hey, listen, this is where we are. I don't think the L by Man United is a reflection of Chelsea and where Chelsea is in their journey of growing up. And I know everyone disagrees with me on that. Maybe it's my bias that's speaking, but I don't think it's a good reflection. I think we were having an argument in the chat around soccer is a team sport. But we forget that the individuals may affect the result of the game.
Yeah.
Sanchez is one individual who affected the bearing of the whole match.
Yeah. Can I?
United, I'll finish up like literally 30 seconds. I love where you are because you have hope, and it's the hope that always gets
Nah,
you.
dog, I have
'Cause
got no
you
hope.
think-
Here's the person who
Oh,
has
I'm not-
hope. Let me
oh,
put his
jeez.
comments up.
Yo, hold on. Let
Here's
me
the
finish.
boo who has hope.
I know he's always drunk. He's drunk on Christmas one. He's still drinking last year's Christmas wine. This one. It's the hope that you have
Yeah.
right now, where you hope you are viewing it as it was a against 10 men, and that's going to springboard your the start of something great. I watched you guys. You struggled against beating 10 men. And I know everyone goes on 10 men, very compact and hard to defeat and whatnot. There were certain decisions that were called out that I'm like looking in and like, my team actually put up a fight. But anyway, I love the hope that you have.
No,
Keep
we
it
don't
up.
have hope. Can I just
3
can I
points.
just ask a question?
No, this man here,
No, he
has
doesn't as well. He's joined the party. You see, that's why he's next to me. If he didn't, he was gonna be there. I would have swapped him with Shava. But anyway, I just have a question. Shava, as a neutral in this game, last week Chelsea lost to Bayern Munich in in fact, like, let's be honest, Bayern destroyed you guys. You guys were outplayed by Bayern Munich, right? And then on Saturday, you guys also lost against Man United. As a Chelsea, as Chelsea supporters, do you now feel as if you guys are not where you thought you were at the beginning of the season? Because remember, you guys
No.
won the Club World Cup
No.
and you guys were world champions, and you even said, I don't know how I think you said your team will finish second on the log. Do you still believe that's the case after the two results?
I do. I do feel there's a club in front of us, and that is purely because we are allowing it to be that way, where there's a club in front of us. Be it Arsenal, be it Liverpool, be it whomever, but we are allowing with such mistakes. Because Bayern, fucking, they tore a new one. They really did us. They did a number on us. They welcomed us to the big league because we walked in thinking, oh, we're big daddy fucking World Cup champions and shit. And Brian went and said, this is our territory. We will go right ahead and rip a new one. And they did, rightfully so. I don't have any complaints on that. And everyone says, oh, yeah, we shit. We're not. We played against the Bayern Munich side that is well drilled. Like what's his name, Mr. What was his previous job in England? I forgot his name
Which
now.
one?
Like the team that got relegated.
Company.
Company.
Mr. Bayern Munich.
Oh, Burnley.
Company.
Yeah,
Burnley.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah. He coached that's a huge upgrade for him to move to Bayern, but I can see what he's doing. He's assembled a very good team where that Olisi kid
that's
on
a
the wing,
baller.
fucking
That
top
guy's
notch.
a baller, bro.
Top notch. He's got this weird thing of wanting as a winger to not trap the ball. That is very difficult to do. In him playing a first touch, as a defender, you are waiting for him to have control of the ball and then he can then take you on. But he doesn't do that. What he does, the ball comes in, first touch. Now you're left stranded there with your I want to say with you caught with your pants down because you don't know where to go. You don't know whether to go close to him or to give him space. So either or. And the whole control of the game, Bayern Munich, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
The previous game, the 2-2 draw, we deserved it. We honestly deserved to. Yeah, they cheated us in the end where there was an offside, but fuck it. We're not going to go into that and complain and whine and bicker about, oh, we're waiting for an apology from the fucking association. Fuck that. We're not there. The focus is not there. We lost 3 points, got beaten in Europe. It's probably this team's most of these players' first time hearing the UEFA Champions League anthem. So that in itself speaks volumes where the club is. And then over the weekend, Sanchez makes a mistake, fucks us over, and he offers an apology online, which is a fucking Man United thing to do. We don't do that. But anyway, he's done it, and he's showing slowly but surely that he doesn't fucking belong here.
The F words that are coming out of this guy's mouth,
I
bro. Like, damn.
Hold on. This is real talk.
This.
I can take an L. I can take an L from Shiva, but I cannot take an L from you.
What did we do
Fuck
wrong,
that.
though?
We won fair and square.
Exactly.
Nah,
Damn,
because you
square.
fucking exist. You should have been relegated. You fucking wankers. You should have
For
been relegated.
what? We didn't do anything wrong. It was that was a red card. Let's be for real. Homie clattered
No,
into him.
it was.
Red card. So, like, really?
Right. It
We
was.
didn't do anything wrong.
But there's also a couple of calls that I'm hoping Shiva, as a neutral, will go right ahead and say that freaking offside or that Palmer call that wasn't offside. But anyway, we move on. We wait for the apologies to fucking come out of the association saying, "Oh, we did you wrong." But fuck it.
All right.
I'll keep quiet. now.
Yeah, I think Shabbat, it's your turn, bro. It's been 18 minutes and you haven't said nothing, mate.
I started watching when I heard someone in the complex scream, and then I thought something was wrong, and then I checked the complex WhatsApp group, and it's like, no, I'm just watching the game. Then I put the TV on, and I saw Chelsea were a man down and a goal down, and I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. Maybe I'll keep one eye on the game. What I got from that game, and why also I don't like doing predictions before the end of the transfer window. I'll start with Chelsea. Nguban, I don't think Chelsea are the club that you think Chelsea are anymore. I don't think the objective of your owner is to win trophies. And I saw that in the last couple of weeks in the transfer window, and I saw a little bit of that in yesterday's game from Maresca. I think Maresca doesn't know how to change a game. I think he has plan A, and if his plan A works, then great. He doesn't have a plan B.
Yeah.
And then with your owners, and I think it's more an owner issue, because if you guys were serious about challenging for the league, when you sold Noni Madueke, you don't go and buy Jamie Gittins. You go and buy Eze,
Thank you.
right?
Mm.
And you know you have an issue with your goalkeeper, but you don't do anything when Donnarumma is available, right? And okay, you already spoke about the
Yeah.
centre back issues. Guehi is a Chelsea Academy graduate, yet he almost came to us, and you guys were not in the picture. Like, that's
We were in the
no.
conversation.
You
but he had made up his
someone
mind 'cause
actually
you guys had-
tweeted from Chelsea to say, "No, leave us out. We are not in this. Leave us out." Well, you guys were involved because they were trying to drive up the price. So that's how they started talking about the Chelsea name. And then someone from Chelsea tweeted and said, we actually were never in. Don't involve us." I think what you guys are doing is you're trying to buy good young players. You're trying to give those players game time. You're trying to get into the Champions League because that's where the money is. And you are then trying to sell those players on. It's why you guys had a big issue signing Garnacho until his price dropped. Now that his price dropped, you're like, okay, a season in the Champions League, this boy could now go for 60 mil. And I think that's what you're doing. I think that's what your owner is trying to do. And I think that is why you'll probably still finish in a Champions League position, but I don't think you will challenge for the title. And another reason is this guy just seems way too impressed by Brighton. So I think he's trying to run Chelsea as just a bigger version of Brighton.
Yeah.
Get them when they're one level above Brighton, take them to a level higher, sell them.
So,
It works for Brighton because that's the size of the club. I think that's what your owner's trying to do at Chelsea. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but from what I've seen, that's my conclusion. Then United. Oh, guys, your manager, I can see something there in the sense that he must be really good off the pitch, right?
Yeah,
Because
very good.
I can see his players actually do believe in him. Ten Hag didn't have this. That fight that I saw, Ten Hag did not have that. He did not have Casemiro, who can't, run, turns like a tractor, like diving into tackles and actually, playing with his arm on his sleeve again. So he's doing something right. I think there's a good manager in there, but I think this United job came way too early for him. I think he had to go and learn those lessons at a smaller club first before coming to United. And I think that's probably where you guys fall short.
Yeah, us, it's a coaching issue, bro. Because for me, I feel that Maresca, tactical genius, he's the one, in my opinion, who won us the game. Him, let's
Him
be
and
for real.
Sanchez.
Him and Sanchez. I mean, him just putting in defenders, bro. Like, it really played in our favor. It really did. And even in the second half, they had the possession, but
that's another issue I have with
yeah.
Amorim, right? Why did
Yeah.
Chelsea have possession? Honestly, what I would have done was I would have got Kobe Mainu on at 2-0, and I would have been like, guys, let's just keep the ball.
Yeah.
Just see out the
Yo,
end of the
Shabab.
first half. Let's just keep the ball.
Guys, that is one of our weaknesses. I've been telling you guys, ball retention is non-existent at Man United, and I've always had this problem since the
That's
early
why
days.
you have Kobe Mainu. He can
Yeah,
keep the
but-
ball.
but
Even
they don't
Delict can
like-
keep the
they
ball.
don't
Even
like-
Mazraoui can keep the
Our
ball.
manager doesn't like guys who are technical. Same thing with Thingy. Who's this guy? Ten Hag. Ten Hag didn't rate
Yeah.
the technical ballers, bro. And so you're in a situation where it's like you see with Bruno. You know how I feel about Bruno, right? However, Bruno is dangerous when he's facing goal. When he's box crashing, that's where he excels. When you look at Napoli, right? Napoli put Scott McTominay in positions where they know that they can get something out of him. Hence, he does so well for Napoli because he's been put in the final third. even with us, if we could do that for Bruno, just put him in a position where, like for instance, if we return to a back four, we play Bruno 10 just behind the striker. Bruno will put up the numbers. He will put up the numbers, and that's what we need him to do. But unfortunately, if you're gonna play him as a 6, you're now asking him to be to play a game
He's
that he's
not a
not
deep
good
line
at.
playmaker.
Exactly,
He's
he's
never been a
not.
deep line playmaker.
Hence, I'm not hypercritical on Bruno. Have you noticed? I just don't agree with how highly you rate him, Trisha. That's all. But I'm not hypercritical at saying that it's because he's not in his preferred. He's not being used properly, bro. It's like same thing with Cass, bro. If you play Cass in a Crystal Palace team, a team that is compact, Cass will excel. He's also another one who's a good box crasher. Didn't he score us our second goal? In his first season, wasn't he our top goal scorer? You see what I'm saying?
That-
Yeah. You see,
Except I
yeah.
wouldn't say that loudly. Like
I know,
you
but
said
it is
that
what
with
it
your
is.
chest. Just
No, I'm just saying
back.
his strengths.
Mm.
But
he's also one who can keep the ball.
He can definitely keep the ball. But the problem is that our
I would've-
midfielders are so far apart, bro. It's
Yeah.
like it's like we're in
Because
a,
they have too
in a
much ground to
secluded-
cover.
Thank you, bro. And as well, that also causes injuries because now you have to run up and down, and eventually hamstrings become a problem. You know, you get hit with a hamstring.
It's the same
Yeah.
problem. It's the same problem Spurs had. Sorry, I had to switch to my phone because I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck is going on with my internet. Maybe it's Anyway,
Yeah.
Trishul, sorry, Shivar, you mentioned something very important, and it's a concern. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's
So
gone.
it's gone through, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a concern. Well, Shivar raised it. And it's a concern that like a lot of Chelsea fans don't tell you out loud. That are we buying to capitalize in buying these young players and then we'll sell them on. It remains to be seen. We hope that's not the case. If it is, it's not a model that aligns with where Chelsea comes from, because Chelsea used to be that big club that buys top talent. But anyway, on your outlook on Maresca and not having a plan B, I think he does. The problem is it's quite tricky. You prepare a game and say let's have a red card, but like most of the time the red card is on the outfield players. It's not on the actual keeper, because what that does is it literally takes your whole plan out the window. And the other thing is that the game was starting to be very stretched on our side, and Palmer has just come back from an injury.
No, so
He didn't want to risk it.
I
hold on.
understand the Palmer.
I respect a manager in that I could see Palmer wants to play and is quite disappointed in coming out. Neto also the same thing, but the game demanded that he reviews his selection. But this is Man United. He could do one of two things. One, he could say fuck it and go Gangnam style and attack and spread himself thin at the back, because he is very, very, very thin, and collect 3, 4, 5-0, and that's going to be funny. Or try to limit the damage and lose by a goal, of which that did happen. But I think it's a conversation that he was having with himself, and I respect it. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, because as Chelsea Football Club playing against this useless Man United, you should always go for the win.
Yeah, that last part is where I'm with you, because I would have agreed with you if it wasn't against United. United have shown everyone how you beat them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Palmer, I agree. I completely agree with taking off Palmer, because with 10 men, you don't want Palmer's your best player, and he is a terrific player. But when you have 10 men, you don't want someone like Palmer who relies on someone giving him the ball, right? You want someone who can either win the ball or has the pace to break, right? Palmer is neither of those two things. For as brilliant as he is, that's just not the player he is. why did you take off Neto?
Yep.
Because literally the way to beat United is to just run straight at them. And that's
Yeah.
what Neto does. I
So
honestly, I would have
I
taken
did
off
raise it.
Palmer.
I raised that was a concern. I don't know what the thinking around that, but anyway, he gets paid the big bucks. He gets to make those decisions. What's his name? Santos comes on, and the whole game starts because now we're dictating play in the middle of the park, and these fuckers have an extra man, but we are dictating play, and I was like, missed opportunity because by then the game has run away from us. We are now literally chasing it. Yeah, I think that's as a Chelsea fan, I'm not disgraced in any way or shape or form. I'm just wanting to have the uncomfortable conversation that beginning of the season or when the window was still open, we were very vocal about the concern. And now the concern or the prophecy has become a reality and something needs to come off it. Be it Sanchez realizes he's not the keeper that the reckless keeper that the keeper that he thinks he is. He's just reckless. And in him being reckless, it's going to cost us games, points. Or the manager goes right ahead and looks the other way when it comes to Sanchez and starts focusing on I always get his name wrong. Jorgensen.
I feel like we
Because-
also need to have a conversation about Fofana.
Yeah.
That's so. If you remember how I started the conversation, I said the 4 and the 5 numbers were a concern from the window because we know.
4-5.
Yeah.
4-5.
Oh, is that what you gave us? Fucking stupid mothers. There's kids
No,
watching. There's kids
no.
watching.
You keep
You
saying
just
the
said
F word. Yeah,
No, but like,
What the fuck
No,
word?
the F word is better than the 4-5. Like you're giving us a
4-5 is just
4-5.
a
Like, what the
number.
hell is that?
It's just a number, 4-5.
Okay.
Yeah, no. But you've said a mouthful there, CKN. Yeah, man. It's crazy how, to be honest, to be fair, I didn't think we were gonna get a win in this game. I was predicting a draw because of how bad you guys perform at Old Trafford.
A draw would have been a win for you.
But that's bad, bro. Yeah.
No, that's where you are. Like, real talk. And I'm not saying that as a hater or whatnot. A draw would have been a good result for you.
Well, a win is an even better result, by the way.
Very
3
true.
points.
No.
Yeah.
This is
It just allows this guy to stay a bit longer. Because I still don't, for me, like I'm a grand scheme of things type of person. At the end of the day,
Same here.
we play Sunderland and watch us struggle against Sunderland.
I don't think Amarim is like Ten Hag. Ten Hag, I just found him arrogant and stubborn, and I knew after we beat you guys 7, and his tactic was to keep going and to keep pushing and to keep getting hit on the counter and conceding 7. I knew then that this guy was never going to make it as a manager in the top level. Amarim, I don't get that feeling. With Amarim, I think he's got some learning to do, but I think he'll learn. I think in 15 years' time or in 10 years' time, he might be the manager for Man United. But he's not the manager for Man United now.
Let's have an uncomfortable conversation. Ten Hag is from a very rich family, wealthy family. It's the same thing that's happening in F1 with Lando Norris. Lando Norris is from a very rich family, and unfortunately, you can see there's that one level of brutality that's missing. Ten Hag is the same thing. So all these little fuckers that are rich and are entitled, that's what happens. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Christmas Wine in the middle of August.
What's up, guys?
Congratulations.
Sure,
You've won the league. You've won Champions League on top of that.
Of course. Look,
I'm surprised you didn't come with your sunglasses.
No.
Next week, once we beat what's the name, Brentford, then you'll see.
We play Brentford.
I think you're asking for a bit much.
Is that you? Are you going to be celebrating the fact that you've won back-to-back matches for the first time in 2 years?
course. That's exactly where we want to go.
That's
to, my guy.
embarrassing. That's embarrassing. But anyway, we celebrate.
We have to,
Yes,
especially when you beat the Blues.
Yeah.
I see what you did on a Monday.
With that said, guys, look, 100%. Well, actually, I completely disagree with where X is with my manager. I think Shavar
Say it with
highlighted
your
some-
chest.
Yeah, Shavar highlighted some critical points or key points where you can see there is there is a coach inside of Amarin. I just don't think that he has the right tool available to cover that style of play that X wants us to have, that ball retention. We all know that going into this market, United went out there and they actually tried to put the market down by firstly going completely overhauling our forward line. I think the buys that he's done there will speak volumes and will put us in good stead going forward in the season. At this point, going in for a midfielder versus a goalkeeper, he had to weigh his options in that space. And he, in his view, at that point in time, the goalkeeper position was more critical than us having someone that can be a ball retaining midfielder and progress that ball forward for us. So,
Okay, I get your logic, but
Yes.
you can't. You're contradicting yourself. You
Yeah, you
can't
can pick and
say
choose.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't say that you didn't sign a midfielder because a goalkeeper was more important, but then you're very happy with what happened in the forward line. Why
Yeah.
did he sign so many forwards? You did not need both Cunha and Mbeumo. You could have gotten one of them and spent the money on a midfielder. It can't be both ways.
which forward were we going to keep there from the forwards that we currently have in a squad, except Sesko that we've now brought in, Cunha and Mbeumo? Do you really believe, based on our season where we finished 15th, that Hoyland and or Xerxes would have been able to do that job as
No.
Hold
saying
on,
I'm saying
guys. Hold on.
both?
You
Hold
could have got one of them, not both of
Yeah.
them.
Happy to
Because
say,
the other 10 is then Bruno Fernandes, who actually is your best player, right?
yes.
So you have Bruno Fernandes and the other one of Cunha or Mbeumo as your two 10s. And then
Right.
you get Baleba and you put Baleba next to Kobe Mainu because Mainu's got the control and Baleba's got the legs.
Yeah.
And that team just
So
already looks a lot more balanced.
it does, but we also
Chris,
didn't have
Chris,
150,000
question. Hold on,
spend on
hold on, guys. I think we're losing the
That's
plot
just
here.
for another day.
Yeah, Chris, it cannot be like choose, pick your struggle and get it over and done with. Your three forwards that you've
Yes.
brought in
Yes.
to the value of what, 100 and odd, I'd say about
Close to
yeah,
200.
close to about 200k, close to about
Yes.
200k for the three.
200M.
Yeah.
Almost as much as we spent on Isak.
and bits, but we'll get there. You can't on three forwards for close to about 200k,
Mhm.
and then tell me you couldn't sacrifice the one glaring position that you needed to cover, which is the middle of the park.
No.
Cass,
The
No,
bigger
hold on.
position in this
Cass,
space was our
hold on,
goalkeeper, and we all know
Cass,
that.
yeah, Cass got a red card against a 10-man Chelsea because of he's petulant and doesn't have the legs anymore, and it clearly shows.
Yes.
You don't field, so your manager doesn't field a Kobe because it I think it's a clash of egos, or it's a clash of personalities.
Right.
I get that. It happens in real life, not just only in football, where there's just one guy that you don't get along with, it ends there.
Yes.
But if that one guy can solve the problems of the company, you don't have a choice but to get along with that fucker. Reason being, the club is bigger than your egos combined.
I agree with you in that state. And
And-
in my view, yes.
And
Kobe
this
should
is
be a
the last.
starter.
This is the last one. Ugarte, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who brought him in?
Excuse me, just go again. You broke off there. Ugarte?
Ugarte. Who brought Ugarte in?
Amarim.
That would have been Ten Hag. No.
No,
No.
Amarim.
Ugarte came in from Ten Hag. He was
came in
signing
Jan.
before Amazon.
He came in Jan. Amarim was already there.
Yeah. Tamarin, dog.
Okay,
Sam,
yeah. So
Stop
your point
defending
is,
this guy.
His chosen player to answer. Hold on. His chosen player to answer the big ask has
Yes.
failed the
has
exam.
legs.
Here's
I'll
my
say that.
issue with
I'll say
Amarim, right? He came out after, was it after the game? But he came out, or maybe it might have been before the game, and he was talking about last season, and he says we took a gamble, and in that gamble we said we will go easy on the league, so we keep our legs fresh for the Europa League, and we will push for the Europa League. And we pushed very far, and we got as far as we could get, and we lost in the final. It means it was a gamble that didn't pay off.
Thank
And
you.
if we won that final, then it would have been a completely different story. But what he's missing is Spurs did the same thing as him. They
Yeah,
actually
and they
did go
beat
on
him.
to win that final, and then they
They
sacked their
did.
manager.
Yes.
Ambitious clubs, bro.
Thank
Ambitious
you.
clubs.
So,
Talking
You
about
can
an
drop the
ambitious
mic
team.
there, Trishul. I don't know how. Sorry, Shivar. I don't know how you're gonna drop the mic, but you can drop the mic because Mr. Christmas alcohol here doesn't have a comeback for that.
no, I let me gather my thoughts.
No, there's no thought together.
No,
Your thoughts,
guys.
your thoughts are like Man United middle. It doesn't exist.
it
Yeah,
doesn't.
bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
But-
for me, Molo. Also, you can go, Chris. You can go.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to get to, guys, is that there's a level of criticism that can be leveled against my club, and I will agree with you guys on a lot of the points in terms of where we find ourselves right now. My issue that I have is United supporters that are currently outweighing where we are as a football club with where we need to be. My issue with this is that, yes, we are seeing struggles from this coach. And the valid point that you made, Shiva, is that maybe this guy, Amrin, would have been a better coach if he stayed on at Sporting for longer, where he could have learned these lessons, or moved to a bigger league where he could have learned these things. I understand that. But we have to make do with the coach that we currently have and try and
No,
ride-
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
no,
no.
wait. I'm going to
Why?
explain.
No,
I'm gonna give you
guys,
my point. I'm saying that.
Kizo,
Give you
you
my point,
can't
I'm
say
saying
you're
that.
making do with the coach you have if you
that is-
paid a fee to hire him, you brought him in mid-season, and you let him negotiate a 12 million pound
20.
20 what? I thought it was 20
20.
million. Okay, anyway, 20 million pound, I don't know, what is it called?
Yeah,
Separation clause or
Yes.
whatever. That is not saying, oh, let's give this guy a shot. That is saying, I'm putting everything I have on this guy. And now it failed.
Yeah.
I'm saying it has not failed.
Yo.
Just based on and guys, it
Okay,
hasn't.
it is failing.
It's
It-
failing.
it's
dog.
not.
What is
It's
failure, Kizo?
failing. What is
Kizo, what
failing?
is failure? Hold on.
Chris-
Guys,
Chris, in
Kizo,
your
what
days-
is failure?
Wait.
Chris, you come from an era. Chris, you come from an era in Scala where 50 was a pass mark. Your era. I mean, not now, dog. You don't come from this era now where 30 is a pass mark. dog.
Guys, there's two
No.
points that I'm trying to make here, Shiva and X. Is
Uh,
one, we have gone down this road where we have not afforded coaches enough time to put through their philosophy by bringing in the right players and being able to build over a specific period. The same way that the likes of an Arteta has been afforded a number of years to build. The same way that this guy, Sisley's Blues,
Arteta's
is
not
giving
winning,
Maresca an
though.
opportunity to build. That is the one thing that I'm saying.
Arteta-
That's the one
He's
thing
not
that I'm
got-
saying. That
Arteta finished second twice in a row, 3 times in a row.
He's failing. He's also another one who's failing.
No,
You're
no,
a big club. You can't
X-
be celebrating second,
but
guys.
there's-
In 2008,
But there's levels to these things. But there's
Yeah.
levels to these
but
things.
still, he's
Arteta
not winning.
finishes second, you can say, okay, fine, he's building. Amarim did not finish second. So, Chris, I will come back to my point. What is failure?
In a team with the worst team that United has had, that he had to take
Nah.
over and restructure. So this is a team that came out of the coaching style from Erik ten Hag that we all agreed was the worst coach in the world. No one could have done a better job in getting rid of Erik ten Hag. Now, being in a new coach that's been brought in to overhaul an entire backroom philosophy, as well as making sure that you are trying to bring in the players that's going to adapt to play your style of play. Now we've got that guy in. We've put down the money, as you said earlier on. We basically put all our eggs into one basket. Okay.
And you
Who's
haven't
to
learned your
say-
lesson, eh?
No, I haven't. Because I'm saying, if you look at all of our stats from the beginning of the season, and this is my point that I made earlier on in my comment in the group, is to say that, guys, United right now is stat padding. We lead the league for XG, expected goals
Nah,
to be
that's-
scored.
that
We
you
lead the
stand.
league for
No.
most touches in opposition box. We lead
That
the
doesn't
league.
mean
Don't
jack
Google the
shit,
stats.
though.
We lead the league
It doesn't
for ball recoveries in the final third. The problem is
Chriso,
what
my
this guy
eyes
is
don't
on.
see that
Yes,
though.
no, guy.
They
Because
don't.
you're missing the most important stat. You're missing
Which
the
is
most
The eye
important
test,
stat.
dog, doesn't mean
No,
yo.
you don't even need the eye test. This is how much the stat tells you.
Yes.
Your goal difference after 5 games
It's
is
mine.
-2.
Oh,
Yes,
When was the
because
last time your goal difference was positive?
and
we in
for those
Siberia,
games,
dog.
who did we have
Minus.
in the polls to try and prevent those goals? Again,
Okay,
guys,
okay,
look at the
I have-
stance
I have
line.
a
We
question.
Made the changes, and this is what I'm saying is, I'm saying we've invested, we've put all our eggs in a basket. This guy needs to be given at least 2 seasons to try and see whether he's
Nah,
got the-
nah.
Two seasons.
no,
Two
no.
seasons. Hold on.
No,
Two
Okay.
seasons is 4 windows, right?
Because
No, hold on.
because
Two
where
seasons.
Correct.
Hold
So,
on, guys.
yes,
Hold on.
yes,
2
4
seasons
windows.
is 4 windows, correct?
Correct.
He's on window number.
He's on window number 1.
he's on window number 2.
He's on window number 2,
He's
Sunshine.
on
He's
window-
on window number 2.
Come on.
He's had a window.
Let's be fair. This
He's
is
had
what
a
I
window.
said
He's
earlier.
he's
No.
brought in Dogu. He's brought in Heaven, I think, or
Yeah.
one of those kids,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's brought in Ugarte. That was
Yes.
window 1.
Okay. And then window 2, he's gone and he smashed it.
Window 2,
Yeah.
he's
Right.
Got it,
Window
got it.
3,
Cunha?
okay. Whoa. He's gone and he smashed it, but all your signings have scored 1 goal and lost to Grimsby.
Yeah.
Yes, with what goalkeeper in the polls, Shiva?
Nah, bro, there's nothing to do. Nah, Chris. You know what's my problem?
Hello, guys.
You know what's my problem?
2 questions. 2 questions.
man.
X before you. 2 questions.
Mm.
1, what is failure to you? And 2, what happens if you don't make Europe this season? And by Europe, I
That's-
mean even Conference League. Those
That's
are
failure.
my 2 questions.
That's failure to me.
Not making
My-
Europe.
Not making Europe for me
Okay.
is failure. Whether that's Conference League or anything, I believe.
Gubane,
with
you
the
showing us your password?
Dude, it's upside down.
Screenshot that things. You see,
Yeah.
X's legs are still sore from yesterday. He's watching him, Lauren.
Yo, dude.
Okay, well,
Yo, let's not even
That's all I'm
talk
saying.
about
Let's not get
that,
it.
bro.
But
For me,
Gents,
yeah,
we've had 2 windows, and he's brought in the players to try and reform the team to the players that he needs. He's brought in the goalkeeper that is highly rated across Europe. A lot of teams would have wanted to go for this guy.
when is he gonna play this brew? When is he gonna play this brew? Because I see
guy.
Bayende
My
every
guy.
game. When?
My guy, that's the same thing when City brought in Donnarumma. They made him sit for
That
the window.
no.
Right,
No.
they made him sit for the window. He was signed before the window. There was a game. He didn't play that first game. Am I correct? Then we have a window.
No,
And
what?
then he
What
played
are you?
us.
Nah, dude. For me,
Donnarumma
Donnarumma
came
started
in now
immediately.
before the window. So this is what I'm saying.
No. Hold on.
Nah,
Crizo.
Chris,
Hold on.
come on.
Donnarumma, even though they signed him, he
Yes.
didn't sit any game out. They
He
had to
did.
wait for the what's his name to move to Turkey. And
Yeah,
then when he
Edison.
moved, Donnarumma literally walked into that number 1 position
And he
Wait, after
took
the
it,
window.
bro.
from the start.
From the
So this
start.
is after the window. That's what his
No,
first
we're
game.
saying what we're saying, Chriso, is that this guy, when he got to the change room,
Mhm.
he just told the other brew trap it, Hlala Pansi, dog.
Oh.
And then
Thank
wore
you.
the kids and
So-
then went
so-
straight into the starting 11. And as you see, Donnarumma was making crazy saves, even against Arsenal. We all saw, man, okay, that this guy was making crazy saves. Yeah,
So
but my
it
thing
pains,
is that
it pains me to say this. But for the delusional Krizo to swim in his land, Delulu land,
Nah.
it had to take an L against Chelsea. I like it for you.
No.
You think you are moving in the right direction, but everyone else can see that you are stagnating. You're not moving.
Not at all. That's not the win against the Blues was a positive for United, but it was overdue and coming. Like I've just mentioned now, Sitle, is that every other stat that we are measuring is showing that United is making a positive in the final third when they are playing. Right. We agree, and I've said this now, we agree that that's fine. Anyone can run through us. And that is our weakness at this point. Now we've mentioned and we've spoken about windows. If this guy gets to his third window and he gets the likes of a Baleba to come into that team, is that guaranteed to work? Firstly,
No.
let's start there. just
don't
based
think
on the
it'll
type of
work.
player that he is probably the best CDM in the Premier League that could move into that role for United. He's perfect fit for us. But it's not guaranteed that he's going to work in that specific role. We are looking for that player to get into that role. And as we mentioned, partner him with Kobe completely overhauls the team and then maybe put someone else forward. Bruno's legs is going to be, I wouldn't say his legs. Bruno's going on 29 next year. These guys are going
No,
to
it's
have to
30.
cover
No. Bruno's 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
31.
he's going to have to leave the club within the next 2 seasons.
I say he's
So
leaving at
are
the
we
end of the season.
building? Are we building for the future? And I keep on going back to this, or are we looking at the now? Because if we're looking at the now,
I get it.
why are
I
we
get
not
it.
hearing the same noise of an Emery that hasn't won a single game? But all of us agree here that Emery is a better coach than Emery.
But the thing is that Chriso, Aston Villa and United.
There's
a
levels
difference.
to these.
We're
My
a bigger
guys,
team than
my
Aston
guys.
Villa.
So-
We're a bigger
so,
team.
No.
I
No, we
understand
are.
that. I
No,
understand
no,
that
no,
math.
bigger
no.
I
team.
understand. Hold on.
We're not.
I understand that
We
math
are.
is
Brand-wise.
We're
Come
not.
on, guys.
That's my problem.
Brand-wise, we the
I
biggest
did-
brand in the UK. Come on.
I did not have
That's-
a United fan telling me that
That
Villa's bigger than United
Come
in
on. You see what I'm
2025.
saying? You're dropping your standards, bro.
No.
You're allowing these guys to drop your standards, bruh.
No.
And you older than me, you've seen this club win multiple cups, bro. You've seen more Champions League wins than I have, bro.
At
And yet
the
you're allowing
start,
this team,
But
and you're
at the
allowing
start-
these guys
Yes.
to lower your standards.
No.
I am not going to lower my standards. Have you seen the amount of sponsors we have, bruh? Go to the
Yes.
Man United website. Hublot.
You
dog.
made profit,
We're
by the
sponsored
way.
by Sirius.
Yes.
Exactly. And so
Yeah, you made
can't-
nice
we can't-
profit.
Exactly. And we can't
Please
drop
don't.
our standards, bro.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, I am not going to drop my standards. No
So-
way.
Rizzo, I get it.
I understand
I get
if
it.
we're
Everyone.
Leeds United, we're fighting relegation. Wait, dog, let me drop. I understand if we're Leeds United, we broke, we don't have guap, we are struggling. Then fine, I would drop my standards. But bro, the money is coming in. You saw the profit, the money we made. It's 6-ish. I don't want to say that number. It's it's a bad number. It's an evil number that we got in, right? Yet you want us to drop our standards when there's so much money coming in.
And you fired the kitchen ladies. But anyway,
how
Rizzo.
much were those kitchen ladies earning?
They
Anyway,
joined this
contributed to the 666 that
Yeah.
you raked in. Crizo,
When I
get it
joined
that,
this call, X asked me, and I said, no, United are, because X asked me something about the popular club or something, and I'm like, no. Like, as badly as you guys are doing, you are the popular club, and you're still the biggest club. We might have an argument because we have more trophies than you, but in terms of sheer size of fan base, I don't think we're close. Well, we're close, but I don't think we're at that level. And it's like, Crizo, that is disturbing.
Yeah, it is.
That is
very.
honestly disturbing.
Guys,
We're not a broke team,
What
dog.
I'm
This
trying
Worst-
to do here-
worst
we
case
are double
scenario.
back.
Trevor, what I'm trying to do here is to separate
Yeah.
what United is from a club structure in terms of the like I said, the size of the club itself versus what's happening on the pitch. From a pitch perspective, we are nowhere near where we used to be.
100%.
Over the past, no, but this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
X. We've been singing Villa's praises. Right now, everyone's singing Eddie Howe's praises because Newcastle's gotten in a couple of pounds and he's been able to climb up the table and all of those things. It doesn't mean that Newcastle's a bigger club than United because they got more money, because they've got our ownership. No. But what they're doing on the field is better. 2 seasons ago, you yourself, X, was singing all of Emery's praises. Greatest manager, worst mistake Arsenal did. They should have kept him. By now, he would have won Arsenal the league. All of those type of things. What I'm trying to get to is to say, guys, a coach that is better than what Emery is struggling right now. So from an on-field perspective, right now, that team, quality-wise, is supposed to be better than ourselves. Based on the amount of players that they've had in the past and how they've been performing over the past. We've now come in this season and we are doing better. Even though everyone has said from the onset of the season, guys, where are you? Emery out from game 1. We lost to Arsenal. Brilliant display that we had. We had 3 bad results after the Arsenal game, meaning losses to a 4th-tier team as well. You get where I'm coming from? So I'm saying that you need to separate the brand as United from what's happening on the pitch. That's what I'm trying to get.
Ah,
That
I'm not
thing of
saying
we
that-
played
that's-
well against Arsenal is what's going to keep you there. You did
exactly.
not play well
We
against
did not
Arsenal.
play well.
Arsenal,
We did
Arsenal
not.
sat back and let you have the ball, and that's why it looked like you played well. You did
Exactly.
not actually
did
play well.
absolutely
It's a
nothing.
conversation I've been having with United fans since that result. It's not that you guys beat them to get the ball and to keep the ball. They're just like, okay, if they have the ball, they can't really hurt us because they're
Yeah.
only dangerous on the counter. So let them have the ball. They then can't counter attack us if they already have the ball. So and we'll just sit here and let the game play out.
And as well,
And that's
Chris,
exactly how it happened.
and as well, they know that we can't break down mid blocks or what I can want is low blocks. So it is what it is. We don't have guys who know how to break down mid blocks. We can't play in tight spaces. We just come on, man. For me, Chris or Doug, don't
My
drop
guy,
your standards, though.
all I'm saying
We are a
is,
team. The thing is
I-
that look, for the mere fact,
I-
can I answer? Can I just tell you now? For the mere fact that Brian Mbeumo said no to Newcastle, said no
Yes.
to Tottenham, and chose Man United is because of the brand itself.
Yes.
The brand is the one that's attractive. Same thing with
Yes.
Real Madrid. If Real Madrid comes for any of our players,
yes,
chances are the player's gonna agree to go to Madrid because of the brand, dog. There's something about having a strong brand in a team. It's beneficial. Same thing with the team that this guy he's supporting now, Chiefs. Chiefs has the
Okay.
biggest brand in South African football. And a lot of players, when Chiefs come knocking, they're not gonna say no to Chiefs, bro. So for the mere fact that we've got that pool means that we shouldn't be doing as poorly as we are right now, bro. Like,
I
no,
agree with
I'm
you,
not,
Ed.
I'm not,
I-
I'm
I
not.
agree with
I'm
you.
gonna
It's
ask.
just
I'm gonna
getting
ask. I'm
to
gonna
one
ask
final
Chris
thing.
one question.
Let me just
'cause-
finish this. Let me just
Yeah.
finish this.
Yeah.
I agree with you, X. We have that pool. We should be doing better.
We still have
We've
it.
had that pool
We
since
have it.
Fergie left. We should have been doing better, but we haven't. We have
Yeah,
not
and-
afforded any of our coaches proper time to implement the philosophy. Even with
Yeah.
Mo, when he was there and he actually went out and all of us sing his praises to say that the rot that came into United that he saw is in his mind, we all agree that him finishing second with United is his best achievement in his entire career. That's literally what the guy said. So he finished second.
I-
Do we say that
I-
Mo, who is the type of coach that he is, lost everything and we didn't afford him the opportunity to build longer in the team? Why? Why did United cut? My
it's the old
argument
regime.
is here is that we have been spoiled with some of the best coaches after Ferguson, and we still couldn't make it work. We had
Yeah,
LVG.
and
Everyone said
yeah.
it's too rigid. It worked for him when he was at Barca. It worked for him when he was at Bayern. His rigid style of play worked. He came to United,
Yeah.
it didn't work. We
Well,
had
I
Mo.
think it. I
Proven
think
to be in
I
his
think he
second
wasn't
season.
backed. I just don't think thingy LVG was backed. He wanted Sadio
How?
Mane. We let Mane go to Liverpool, and what happened? Mane ended
He
up being
also
a
won
legend
the
that
FA
side.
Cup the year he got sacked.
Exactly.
And he made
With-
Champions League.
And he won with
For
how much he
Europa
won? He won with matriculants, bro. Guys who are writing prelims, dog. Brodford Jackson and them, dog. He won.
The thing is-
that would
You are answering my
with the
point.
lights.
Did we afford him the right
Yeah.
amount of windows and back him as a coach? When was
I
the
love-
last time
I love Chris's view. I love
But another
Chris's.
thing-
Hold on,
But
hold
another
on.
thing with,
I love.
with
Wait, hold
Chris's
on.
view, he's viewing it from the
Chriso-
old regime. We now have a better regime right now. We have the
don't think so.
so-called footballing people in
guys.
Hold
Yes.
on. I love where Chriso is coming from. I love it for him in that he would rather give this manager time so that he can prove a point that he is actually shit. So he's come a long way, but he went the wrong direction. Your manager, dude, finished 15th last year.
Yes.
No reason any fucking manager from United or any of the perceived top six should finish there and still keep their job.
Okay.
But because
So-
no one wants that position right now because the rot is coming from up top. What I wanted to ask you was a very simple question. You've been quoting stats left, right, and center.
Mhm.
You, right now, when you watch Man United, can you see a style of play that resonates with you that you can back?
There are flashes of it.
How often are those flashes in a 90-minute match?
I'd say 40, we're getting there.
40, that's
So-
not even the first half.
It's these
Yes.
sort of
So-
flashes,
so-
dog.
so-
Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. You've
That's the
answered
only
it.
flex.
Don't do that.
Fuck outta here, man.
Because
There's
I-
kids.
I wish we were having this conversation 10 years ago, because then I would have remembered my homework. You're making there's a philosophical error in your argument, and I forgot the name of the error. It's actually a fallacy that we learn about in philosophy, where you are saying that because I had something good and I did not give it enough time and it went to shit, now I have something shit. I think giving it
If I
time is
give it
going to make
time.
it good.
Thank you.
That's not how it works.
You can't
You have
polish
to-
your turd, sunshine. You
Yes,
can't
you
polish
have
your
to
turd.
find the thing that is good and then give the thing that is good time.
Okay.
The Japanese have a saying that says, if you are on the wrong train, get off at the next stop. Because
Yes.
the longer you stay on it, the more difficult it is to
Further you
get
are.
back to where you are.
Yes. Okay.
And that's where you guys are now.
That's what I said.
agree with you,
You've
but-
come a
but
long
see,
way,
here's
but
the
you went the
thing.
wrong direction.
But Sisha has also said it. Sisha, you've also just said it. Who takes the United job? Honestly, who takes the United
Honestly,
job?
So
honestly,
because of that,
Yes.
you people
because
like
it's
go for it.
it's like it's like a woman that's in a bad relationship, or anyone that's in a bad relationship, saying that who's gonna take me if my person leaves me. You don't live life like that. But anyway, it suits you. It's good for you. Congratulations on the 3 points. Champions League is guaranteed. The league
That's it,
parade
my guy.
you'll have in fucking China or whichever the
Not
country that
glasses
you're into.
episode.
Thank
It's
you.
yeah, my guys. It's I'm ready
You
for
have
that.
the
Let's
bus. I'm
say
sure
that.
it's waiting
Let's
for
say
you. The bus where you when you finish 15th and they had a parade for you. I'm sure it's waiting for you. Good for you.
Also, you guys should have went for the current Spurs coach. I said
Yes.
this a long time ago. I think I even said this when Ten Hag was still around, and everyone told me, no, he's too small. He hasn't managed a big club yet. But look at him now.
He's got the same results as Arteta this season.
Hmm.
And the draw that they pulled over the weekend was a draw that I don't normally see from Spurs, because Spurs, when you pressurize them and they whittle under pressure, but this Spurs has a different look about them, and it's quite scary. I would have loved for them to gradually get in the swing of things. They haven't. They've just gone in. I mean, they were 2-0 down and they came back, and they properly came back. And
He has
Don't
made
see that.
players better. Pape Matesa is a much better player now.
fucking hell,
Under
yes.
him.
And also the
Kudus
purchase
Is a much better player. But Kudus at West Ham was inconsistent. Now I
No,
don't find him
I think
inconsistent.
I was
Now I
chatting,
find him impact every single game.
I think he checked out. I think he checked out at West Ham because he became the player that everyone
Maybe.
saves.
Maybe.
Yeah, he checked out.
But
I think the
that's
last
also what
6
United
months of
need,
his,
right?
yeah, the
They
last
need
6 months,
someone to put those big egos in their place.
yeah. I think as a player like Kudus is, he's brilliant, but he can't be the go-to guy every weekend. He needs other players to be
There to carry it with him.
Can we
Yeah.
talk about Arsenal and City now?
Yeah, we can.
Because
Let's be a quick
why
one.
I want to talk about Arsenal and City is because just like how Chelsea's not happy with their coach and United's not happy with their coach, aside from Crizo, neither Arsenal nor City fans are happy with their coach. And I'm like, this is such a good time to be a Liverpool supporter. I'm
Yeah,
happy
true.
with my coach.
Yeah.
All of you are so unhappy, and I'm like, cool, guys.
Dude,
Cool.
I think it's all seasonal. It's all seasonal. My
No, it is
view on
100%. It is.
yeah,
Wait,
We
my
were not
view
happy with our
on
coach 2
Arteta.
coaches ago.
My
Your
view on
coach, right
Arteta.
now, you are happy with your coach compared to everyone else that's complaining, especially in our group and things like that. Are you happy with the results or the style of play that is getting you those results right now?
I'm happy with the results. I mean, I
The
don't think
result
it's
itself,
possible
yes.
to not be happy with the style of play. It's coming. We're literally okay. There's a pattern I've noticed that I don't like, but I'm confident that my coach will sort it out. And that pattern is, it seems like we go 2-0 up, and then we sort of take our foot off the pedal, and we want to try and rest on the ball. And don't. Well, that's obviously not working because we've gone 2-0 up, and then I think it's twice now that it's gone to 2-2,
Mhm.
and twice that it's gone to 2-1. So I think he needs to sort that out. But I think that's also just tactical more than anything else. In terms of the performance, we're betting in some new players. I'm not liking how high our fullbacks push up. We were a lot better with Bradley. I genuinely think Bradley's a better player than Frimpong. And we need to bed in players like Isak and Verts. And I think they'll come good. For me, it's just a matter of time. You guys can make the 007 jokes, even though he's only played 6 games, but make the jokes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I told
Nobody
you, I
like
told-
Rodri in his first season at City.
Nah.
Nobody like Cancelo
Shavar.
at his first
Shavar.
season at City. So
Unpopular opinion,
Shavar.
guys.
Shavar.
Unpopular opinion. Isak should have stayed at Newcastle.
Nah, not
I don't
not in
think- I don't
Newcastle.
yeah,
think
It's
that's
not.
very
No, no.
unpopular.
Hold on. I think
Yeah.
we've jumped to Liverpool. I don't want to comment about Liverpool right now because they're flying high like the phoenix
Yeah.
that they are, and I love it for them. But they will get like who was it that got that flew
Icarus.
too close to the sun? It was Icarus, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Icarus.
This is
Before
also
before
Man
I
United.
because I need to go put the little one. I want to close off with Arteta. I've got all the hate for Arteta, but I hate Man United more than I hate Arteta. I don't understand why he didn't start with Eze. He decided to pack the middle, and when Eze came on, they had some magic. And I don't know why he doesn't trust him. And it's the second time this is happening. It's that thing where he feels if Odegaard is not there, so then what's his name? Eze is a secondary player. Eze is you put in quite some good change there. In getting him, and he should have started. We are
Mhm.
seeing a fear in what's his name, the Man City in Pep that I've never seen before. And is it rightfully so that he can see that there's a change in everyone around him and that he's losing his touch? Maybe he needs to take that sabbatical that he did take after leaving Barca for like a couple of years, just so that he can refresh the brain and because there's a lot going on in his personal life, and I think it might be affecting him. For the first time, we saw him change to a defensive formation 70 minutes into the game. That never happens. And there was an opportunity where what's his name took, and that Brazilian who's not a Brazilian came on and he was the difference maker, and everyone can go right ahead and jizz off each other and say, hey, listen, we almost won the game against City. I don't think so. It was a boring game, to be honest. But anyway, it is what it is. I lost against Criso here.
The better team on the weekend.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Going forward, I love where everyone where everyone else is, because there's hope that exists at United, and as Julius Malema would say, with Liverpool, we're cruising in nicely. I like it, because when you're cruising nicely, that is set up for the turbulence that's going to come. But anyway, gents,
Guys, I have one eyes on Spurs. I'm not gonna lie. I have one eye
Yeah.
on Spurs.
100%. Just because why? They've got a coach.
They've got a
That's
coach.
why.
So,
They've
And
got
if
a coach.
You will back me up. Did I not say that you guys must go for Frank?
Dude,
Yes.
You
and
did.
Frank was one of the guys I was also keen on,
Yes.
until
But I'm keen also.
Martillo-
I think that's going to be for the next episode to find out about AFCON, which is in December, because you've got like 3 of your starting players going to Africa. Your manager is rigid. Your manager doesn't have any ideas, so he has to look at his bench and he has to look at his academy players so that he can replace the 3 important players that he has in his team. Let me call it a
Unfortunately, by
day.
then we don't have Liverpool and or City and or Arsenal and or Chelsea to play. So happy with
Nah,
that.
but the tricky part,
But those are the games
is
that
that
you
you
lose.
struggle against the 4th
Those are
tier
the
teams.
games. Exactly.
That's
That's
the
where
plan.
we lose.
So cool.
Because
Enjoy your evening, Sitle.
Guys, take it easy.
Cool,
Pussy for
Ngubani.
life.
United
Bye.
still shit.
Yeah.
I wonder if Pocha allows him to talk like that in front of the kids.
Hey, dude, he's so respectful. What was there? Yes, he's so respectful, bruh. Like when you go to his house, bruh, he's well behaved. But anyway,
Pulls out the chairs, all of those things. So, guys,
Yeah.
do we think that Pep is getting to that stage where Mo was out of ideas with the United players at his disposal, or is it just his personal life that's having this much of an influence on
I
the
think
results and the teams that he's putting out? Is
I
his
think he's
focus
just
not on
tired.
his team?
I
He's
think I
tired.
honestly think he's just tired. And this is why I respect Klopp, because Klopp saw it in himself and he's like, okay, guys, I've now done everything.
Audi.
I'm not the right person to take you forward. Maybe the guy after me will do better. And then he dipped.
So
Pep
we're also
is
then
not.
saying that Fergie was the best coach ever because he rode those waves.
No,
Yeah,
but you
no.
see, with Fergie had he surrounded himself with a lot with coaches who did a lot of the work. Klopp
Thank
takes a
you.
lot of it on himself, so does Pep. And Fergie also had David Gill, who was also
Yep.
carrying a lot of it.
Yes.
So he could
Yeah.
focus on the man management and he could focus on picking the side. But the actual sessions and stuff, you can even ask him. He's written
Yeah.
about this. He had people around him to do that.
And have you
Well,
noticed Fergie always changed his number 2 whenever
Yep.
football changed?
Yep,
That's another thing. Like Carlos Queiroz.
Mhm.
Queiroz came.
change his number
that-
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's also another thing.
Rubenstein, etc.
Yeah. So you see, the thing is that when Fergie left, the whole structure left. It's pretty much
Yeah.
when you see how our poor SOEs are performing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That transition. The
But
guys
let's move away
do the
from
job.
United. We spoke about United
Yeah.
for more than an hour. Let's
Yeah.
focus on other teams.
Yeah, but
when we're looking at a table, guys, and this is my question. When we look at the
Mm.
table, and I know we probably
Mm.
4 games in now? Game week 3 or 4?
5.
5.
Mhm.
Jeez. Five games in. And is this United's 11th? This is where I said in the beginning of the season, we'll probably hover around 11 to 8, somewhere around there. I'm hoping that, as you asked earlier on, what's failure for you this season is if I don't make Europe. But right now, based on where we are 5 games in, we are on track for that 11th to 8 spot is where I'm seeing United. You're obviously happy with where you are, Shiva. That's where you would have predicted you to be. But realistically, coming off of 15th last season with the terrible results that we were actually drumming out, I am okay with where United's sitting right now. If I look at the rest of the table, everyone else is still trying to find their feet.
Because
You guys are talking about Frank doing well, and I think Tottenham is flying, but I also see a dip coming up for these guys.
when Chelsea finished in the bottom half of the table, quite long
Yes.
ago now, do you know what happened the next season? They sacked their coach and won the league.
Yep.
Mhm.
Instantly. None of this nonsense.
None of this, like,
It's nonsense.
I
man.
know there's no such thing as the club is too big to go
Yeah.
down, but
Mhm.
your club is too big to go down.
Yeah.
You can't, like, you cannot. You
Yeah.
cannot be okay 15th and you say we put all our eggs in the Europa League basket and it didn't come through. It happens. You know, you
Yeah.
sack your manager halfway through the season. One season, right? It happens. It happens. It
Yeah.
happens to all of us. It cannot be 2 seasons in a row.
I hear
You
you.
can't. And if you finish 8th and it's on goal difference and you miss out on Conference League because the dominoes didn't fall and
Yeah.
that's why you're not in Europe, that is still a failure.
Yes,
Yep.
I agree.
Conference League is only acceptable if you were aiming for Europa League and you missed Europa League because of some bullshit.
Mm.
Then you ended up in Conference League. We can say, okay, you know what? There was some bullshit involved. Therefore, it's not the end of the world, right? I don't believe you guys are a Champions League team. And I think this is where I disagree with X. I don't think you can say we must now get into the Champions League. No,
I never
that's
said
too
get into
far.
the Champions League,
That's a
so-
step too far. But you cannot be happy with 8 to 11.
Exactly. That's not
like,
good. And
that's
can I
not-
just say something, guys? Can I just say something? Shit. Now I lost my trail of thought. Just give me a few seconds. It's coming back. It's gone. Damn.
So, Shiva, for me, for the longest time, Liverpool found themselves in that 8th spot position.
We didn't finish lower than 8 in 62 years.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree with you, but that's where you were hovering. You were a mid-table team for a very long time until
Yeah.
you started making those changes structurally. We are at the infancy of
Thank
making
you.
those changes structurally.
Can I
get where
answer?
X is. I want United to be that team that gets back to our glory days. But
Yeah.
that takes time and
And-
effort to build to that. That's what
and-
I'm trying to get to, is that, guys,
Okay,
I'm gonna
but it took
put
us 4 years.
Guys, I'm
You're
gonna
now
put
year
it.
13. X, please.
Please, before I keep forget,
Yes.
Go.
you've just
Go.
thank you for reminding me, Crizzle. You said structurally, and then the light bulb came back. Remember, the person who hired Amorim
yes.
and said, Amorim, it's now or never, is
Yes.
a guy who was not meant to be the one who makes the appointments of the manager.
Okay.
CEO is not meant to make the appointments.
Yeah,
It's
Barada,
the DOF.
yes.
It's the DOF who's meant to make the appointment. In my opinion, I don't think our DOF, who is someone who comes from Manchester City, who is someone who prioritizes the midfield and doesn't vacate the midfield, sees eye to eye with our manager.
Mhm.
Because I feel like the DOF has his own philosophy and his own way of playing. We saw it even with Southampton. Romeo Lavia went from City to Southampton. Southampton were a good team on the ball, even under that that German brew. What's his name again? Hustle whatever. I don't know how to pronounce his surname.
Hasenhutel.
Hazel.
Something
Hey,
like
man.
that.
That guy, that brew, right? And so
Yes.
for me, what I feel like is that the reason why there's a delay in Amorim leaving is because the CEO is going to look extremely bad. Extremely bad, because he's the one who made this decision. This is we all work in corporate, bro. Like if
Mhm.
if this was a JSE listed company, right? And you fire the manager, the stock price is gonna dip. It's going to
Yes.
dip, and it's gonna make you look bad as the CEO. And with me, I'm saying just own up to your mistake. It's okay. I've made mistakes before. I'm sure you've made mistakes in your life at work, guys. We all have made mistakes where we're like, damn, you know. But just take the L and let's just now build from there, and let the director of football be the one that selects the next manager, and let's follow processes in that way, because Parada made a huge mistake. He made a very, very huge mistake by just taking that decision,
Mhm.
because that's not his role. We
So-
see it with what again? That team, man, Nottingham Forest firing homeboy. What's his name again that they fired? Nuno.
Just like
Nuno. Yeah, Nuno got fired because the DOF and him never got along. The DOF and the coach have to get along. David Gill and Fergie got along. Hence, we were so dominant, and so that's what's for me. That's what needs to happen. We just need to admit that we made a mistake and move on. Everyone makes mistakes, bro, and I'm not even gonna hold it against Omar Barada. Just give him a written warning. Hey, chief, next time you do something like this,
my problem here is that
Yeah.
if we're looking at it in that way, X, is that then the CEO should be going, because he made the same mistake with Eric Ten Hag by keeping him on too long, then bringing in this guy. So who ultimately has to go? This is why I'm going back to structural. And I get 100% what Sivan is saying. You can't polish a turd, but I don't also think that Amorim is a turd. He has the potential to get there. If this guy gets a couple of decent,
because you can't. Okay, let me put it to you this way, right? Ahmed, right? Good player. I think we can all agree that he's a good player, right?
100%.
Would you give him the number 7 shirt? Give him the number 7 shirt, give him the armband, make him your most important player, play him in the number 10 role where he receives most of the ball, and tell him, guy, you are the guy that's going to go win us all of our games. You're not going to do that.
Yes.
You're not going to do that, because even though we can see he's a good player and he has the potential, he's not ready. That's too big of a jump for him. Maybe in 4 or 5 years' time, he can be that player. But if you do that right now, you're damaging him and you're damaging yourself. And that's exactly what's happening with Amorim. Maybe in 10 years' time, he'll be that manager. But you're trying to get him to do it now, and it's not going to work now. It's not working for you. It's not working for him.
And as a
And
big
I actually like the guy.
organization,
Like I listen to his interviews. I like the guy. I feel like he's genuinely trying, and I feel like he
yeah,
genuinely has the right idea. But he's not implementing it, and he needs to go and learn how to do that. Let him go to a West Ham and let him
yeah,
learn the league and learn the players at West Ham.
100%.
Then go to a
Now,
bigger club and
you can't.
then come to United.
It's like Shavar. There are certain companies that are well established, and when the CEO leaves and is replaced with another CEO, the new CEO has to take the reins and improve the company's
Yeah.
performances.
And most of the time, that
And
CEO comes from
yeah,
another company that's on the same level.
100%, dude. And if that CEO doesn't perform, what happens?
Gone.
Yeah.
Cartel settings. You
Yes,
watch Power. You watch Power, Crizzle, right?
Yeah, I'll
You know
concede.
Tommy Egan.
Yes,
Tommy
I'll
Egan
concede to
says
you
it.
guys in that
Yeah.
maybe we are all seeing the same thing in regards to the
Mm.
coach, that he has the potential to be there.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for that loyalty in terms of affording him the time. But as you guys are rightfully saying, United shouldn't be at that stage now to afford that loyalty.
No. And as well, guys,
The
United
one,
fans.
the one
Oh, sorry.
thing as a United fan, that
Mhm.
I'm hating to see from majority of the United fans is
Mm.
a poor run from regardless of who the manager is a call to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's as simple as that. Even if we brought in, and who do you rate the best coach in the world right now? Right. Even if we brought in the best coach in the world right now, if there's a bad run of games, do people stick based on that CV and say he is going to get it right, knowing what our
Yeah.
internal structure, corporate structures are in the background? Is it the coach's fault, or is that just going to be another excuse that no, it wasn't my coaching philosophy, my style of play. We had to throw everything out, and that's why I
Can I-
was almost
can I-
so set on let's give this guy an opportunity. Let's give him a fair shot at it, and if he doesn't do it within this period that we've said we're
Yeah.
going to give it to him, then by
I
all
can-
means,
I can give
Yeah.
you an example, Crizzle. I didn't want LVG to leave Man United
Mhm.
because under LVG, we weren't conceding goals. Under
Yes.
LVG, we were controlling games. I mean, Shavar, you know that Juan Mata goal.
Mhm. Yeah.
That was what, like, in recent times, that was our best ever
Yeah.
performance at Anfield, bro. We literally balled out in that game.
That was the last
From-
time you won at Anfield.
Yeah.
And Shavar, we balled
No,
out.
you broke us. You broke us.
Balled
I'll agree
out.
with that.
My guy. And so for me, I could see glimpses like this guy just needs attackers, because our problem was we were struggling to get the ball in the back of the net. Other than that, De Gea was getting clean sheets. Our midfield was controlling games, even when he's playing our under 18s, our prelims. You know, after a guy writes his maths paper, he comes in, he still knew how to control the game. Either way. So for me, LVG, I didn't want LVG to leave. He just needed to be backed with attackers like your Sadio Manes that he requested. There's quite a few guys he requested who turned out to do well in other teams.
Bobby
And if you
Firmino.
did,
Did he know?
Bobby Firmino as well, bro. Yeah, like those guys. And look now, and
So
what
he got-
happened? Yeah.
So you got Memphis, right? Am I
Nah,
correct?
but
At that point in time, there was a
He
big
didn't want
gamble.
Memphis.
he
No,
didn't
he-
want Memphis. It was Woodward.
He didn't
who
want
got
Memphis
Memphis.
because you guys were like, no, Memphis is a winger, but he's like, I don't see this guy as a winger.
Yeah.
And now, 10 years later, we're like, oh, okay, he was right. Memphis is not a winger.
Yeah, this is not a winger.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got 50 goals or 51 goals for the Dutch national team. He's actually a striker. So for me, I feel like Woodward always never listened to LVG, bro, because LVG wasn't into buying Gucci and Louis Vuitton. He was cool in getting his Nikes and Adidas's and Pumas,
Turning
you know
them
what I mean?
into Gucci
and
Louis
turning
Vuitton.
them into Gucci and Louis, you know. And then, of course, when Mourinho was available, they decided to sack Homie, which for me, I wasn't happy. Out of all my friends, you can even ask, bro. I was still even in varsity at the time. I was like, Jets, this for me is a bad move. I don't think it's a good move
Different
because I
style
can
of play,
see
all of those type of things.
exactly because I could see what LVG was trying to do. And so with me, with Amarin, I don't see anything, Crizzle. You see, if I could see something, I would be with you, bro. But you gotta give me something to believe in. Same thing with
Right.
you, Shiva. When you saw Klopp come in, you could see that Klopp
We
is
were
cooking. He's
we
scoring
got
goals. Yeah. You could
it was
see.
we drew against West Brom and we went and celebrated in front of the crowd and everyone was just giving us lip for that and immediately I knew that okay, this is going somewhere. Last season we would have lost this game. This is going somewhere and it's just been up and up and up since then. But X, to your
Yeah.
point, right? Jose comes in. What does Jose do? What does Jose say when he leaves? Right?
I forgot what
The,
he
the
said,
the
yeah.
common thing is see where they play, see how they play, see if they play. Right?
Mhm.
Nobody listened to Jose when he left. Brought in
Yeah.
Ollie, and then you give Ollie some money. What Ollie did was, as much as you don't like him, Ollie brought back some culture in that club. You were playing
Right.
the United way. You were doing the right things. Sure, you were not getting the results, right? But what you should have done with Ollie is what we did with Brendan Rodgers. Ollie brought some good feeling back to that club. You should have built on that instead of scrapping it and starting over. You tried to do that when you brought in this other guy, that old man. What's his name? Ragnick.
Ragnick.
You brought him in and you wanted him to change everything. And he left saying, guys, we need open heart surgery here. We need to get rid of all of these players. But that's what Jose said, even before Ollie. And that's what Ollie wanted because he wanted structure and he wanted the United way. If you guys listened to those three coaches, you would have been a lot further along. Instead, you threw it all out, you brought in Ten Hag. Ten Hag was there trusting the process. I still don't know what the process is, but he's still trusting the process. And now you've brought in Amarim, who is saying the right things, moving in the right way. He's probably doing the right things on the training ground, but he just can't implement in the game yet. And I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt to say that he's too young, right? But it's obvious that he should not be the United coach. What you guys need is you need another manager like Ollie who can come in, take the club back in the right direction, get them playing the United way, right? And then you build on that. Then that manager is not going to win you the league. The
So-
next manager is the manager that wins you the league.
So Shiva,
right?
this is where I 100% agree with you in your assessment. I'm thinking that when Ollie came in, we initially reverted to being a team that plays on the counter. When
And
we
you
played
guys
on
were
the
good at
counter-
that.
Exactly.
And
That was
I remember the complaint was we can't beat teams that don't attack us. And I'm like, okay, but that's fine because you're still getting Champions League.
Yes.
Ollie did win a
He
FA
finished
Cup with
second.
you, didn't
Ollie
he?
finished second.
No.
No,
Ollie
he
finished
didn't.
second.
He only
He
finished
did.
second.
Ollie
But
finished second.
what you do is after Ollie, then you go and you get a Jurgen Klopp, a Pep Guardiola.
the technical coach. Yes.
Yes,
So
exactly.
The thing is, United was rushing that. Ollie played that first season. We had everyone believing that Marcus Rashford is a better player than Mbappe. That's the type of soccer he was playing with Marcus Rashford and the guys. Then the complaint came through that no, Ollie is a counter-attacking coach and he can't break down the smaller teams, even though, as you've rightfully said, the feel-good culture was there from a United perspective. We are still making Champions Leagues. We are winning these small trophies in terms of cup runs and so forth. All of those things were happening. His very second season as a coach, he tried to change the style of play to be more progressive in terms of retention. That's where we saw Harry Maguire's spell as the meme of the world start coming in, because now he was exposed because players were able to run in behind
But in
him.
the second half of that season, he went back to counter-attacking.
I hear you. I hear you. But
And it worked for him again. So you build on that. He made a mistake. He learned from his mistake. He went back to what works.
Yes.
If you sacked Ollie, which
Yes.
I think you shouldn't have sacked Ollie at the time, X disagrees with me, and I understand X's point. If you sacked Ollie, you then get in the coach that can take you to the next step. You don't get in Mr. Errors come to an end.
But this is what I'm saying. We have shoehorned in so many different type of players
Style.
into
You
this
know why?
club, into this United club, because there's so many different styles of plays that's happened. Even if we had our feeders from Carrington that were coming in. None of those guys that were promising. I mean, Fusa Mensah, who is was rated as a high-level left back that could play across the back, that could go into the middle of the field. That boy today is actually a free agent. Do you know that? Eds?
And do you know why? I can tell you why. Because when he was coming through the academy, United had a certain structure. By the time he got to the first team, that structure was different. What X was saying about LVG was when you're coming through the academy, why you could just plug those academy kids in is because when you come through the academy, you get to the first team, the level is higher, but the tactics is the same.
The same.
It's why Barcelona don't really care. They'll
Boom.
just go and pull someone out of La Masia.
Yeah, they'll pull a 15-year-old who will come in and not make everyone. Barca, bro, I don't know where they mind these kids, bro. But like they different, these kids, you know. There's that Casado, what's his name?
Casado.
Casado kid. Hey man, different. You know what's our problem, Crizzle? Director of football. We now have one. It's just that the guy hasn't started. He hasn't started properly because Barada's holding on to his hobbies. Like,
So
don't leave, dog.
the rumor that these
now
signings aren't Amorim signings, guys.
They're not.
Do you agree?
They're not Amorim signings. Thingy, our DOF is signing for the club. So that the next guy who we get will come in and these guys will suit the director of football's vision and he's gonna get philosophy and he's gonna get a coach who also is in line with him. And then they're gonna build a brotherhood similar to David Gill and Fergie. And so for me as well with Ineos, I'm not too hypercritical with them because they've just arrived. They are Mafigi Zolo. In Zulu we say Mafigi Zolo. You just arrived. But you know, when you've just arrived, we can't expect you to now, you know, win everything all at once. We still need to give them time.
Mourinho's just arrived.
Nah, no man, he's not a Mafigi.
But anyway,
hey guys,
I concede. I hear your point.
No, it's cool.
I hear your
it's
point.
Cool. Yeah,
like I said, I may be late to the party. Maybe
but
this stance should have been. Wait. Maybe this stance should have been the outlook I had before Ollie had left. Then I think you guys, or maybe rival supporters, similar to like what Shiva is saying, would have said, okay, Chris, we understand where you are. Give this guy that loyalty because he's trying to create that structure and culture that was there in the past. But in 2 years, move him on so that you can get in the next right guy for the session. Maybe I find myself in that space.
And as well, Crizzle, it's okay, like I said, bro. Like, I'm not a person, you see, I make mistakes too, Crizzle. So even if I make a mistake, I don't care if people say, we told you so, it's fine. You told me so what? Anyway, it is what it is, dog. So it's just that I also believe that this season we can still rescue this season. I mean, we in game week 5, bruh. We can still rescue this season. A lot is still going to happen.
That's probably where the false hope comes in. X is that he is not underperforming as badly as if, like you said, a big thing for you is always going to be the eye test. But if I get the results, even if the fucking football looks terrible, am I moving in the right direction?
If the football looks terrible, but it's terrible with purpose, then that technically passes the eye test. But now that you're just terrible. I don't know. It's just
this guy's taking out attackers and putting in Harry Maguire. So Harry Maguire is gonna be the one who's gonna win us game. You see with LVG used to do that with Fellaini. And it used to work wonders, bro. I remember even when we beat Liverpool at Anfield, we would just play a long ball there to Fellaini. Fellaini just trap, hold, Herrera. Bruh, and it would be we would do that over and over and over again. And I'm like, this old Badala, he knows what he's doing, bruh. He knows what he's doing. And that's why I like LVG. I still rate him. He's one of my favorite managers of all time. Like LVG, you know, I hold him to a very high regard, dog. So
but
but anyway, gents, I think we should call it 10 past 9.
Just
guys,
one final one from our side. So as he said, keep cruising, bro.
All right, guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel.